Okay, one more time. This is Kevin from 3D Printed Props, and yeah, this is my first stream, and I just tried to do it 3 times, and it did not work, but this time I'm pretty sure it's working. I've got chat going, so if there's anybody actually here, you can go ahead and chat, and I'll know it's working. But yes, it took me a little bit, and I should have tested it probably a little bit more, but I got it working, I think. So, what are we going to talk about? Well, again, I wanted to do something on the, my channel usually deals with, obviously, 3D printing and different types of cosplay stuff and props. I do helmets, tutorials, and things like that. But I'm working on a bunch of other stuff in the background. I'm doing, working on some long-range cosplays. I'm working on some things like that and some different projects. And I just wanted a sort of a space to talk about them and to get a little bit of feedback from people that were watching, and once people maybe start seeing, I'm going to try to do this, do every Sunday, that I'll start getting some feedback from people. But here's some of the things I wanted to talk about. This stream is mostly going to be, today's stream is mostly going to talk about like horror related items. I'm going to sort of try to pick a specific theme and add a little bit of stuff in at the end of each one for sort of each topic we're going to talk about. And if you've watched any of my streams or any of my videos, you know that I am a huge horror fan. I love horror movies. Subscription to Shudder, everything. You can look at some of my builds, like the Annabelle doll, things like that. I dig horror movies. Fantastic. So I wanted to show you some of the things I got, a couple things I got for Christmas, and talk about a new cosplay I'm doing and a really cool COVID mask that I bought. So I'm actually going to talk about that first. So I'm a big proponent of course, wearing masks and making sure you're keeping yourself safe and everybody around you safe. And I learned about this mask. I'm trying to think of where I saw this. It might have been on Twitter. And then I was reminded about it on a Friday the 13th documentary called Crystal Lake Memoirs that you can see anywhere. It's on Twitter or Shudder for free, but it's like an 8-hour documentary on all the Jason movies. It's fantastic. So I wanted to show this. It's really cool. This is a Jason mask that I got from the guy who owns the studio is Jason Baker. I'm looking at my notes, and he is just this incredible makeup artist and creator from Callosum, I'm probably saying that wrong, Studios. And he said, wow, there's a lot of makeup people looking for work during the pandemic. Masking is important, so he went ahead and started designing these horror masks that are COVID masks, but also just look really cool. And you can also get, if you look right there, you can see, you can also get them signed. And this one is signed by Mr. Tom Savini himself. So it's got a cool little card that comes with it, and really good signature. I've got a lot of signed things, and a lot of times it looks like a scribble. That says Tom Savini. So I couldn't believe it when it came in. I was super excited. I haven't even opened it, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up now. It is extremely solid. It is very well made. It looks like it has a standard, sort of standard mask material in there, just like a cloth mask. And you could, of course, add some stuff in there if you want, and some snaps. So actually, let's go ahead and put this thing on, because this thing is so cool. And get that on. Am I getting there? There we go. So look at that. I didn't put this one on, but that is cool. Hopefully we won't have to wear these much longer, so we don't have to. I won't have to use this. But I kind of wanted to have it as a something of the times, And I also wanted to support him, Jason, and his studio, because he, like I said, he employs other makeup artists. I'll set this in here without the bag so it doesn't crinkle too much. He supports other makeup artists, has them in his studio. So really, really cool. All the links will be in the description below for these things. Just a really neat thing. He's got different movie stuff, but I wanted the Jason one because a huge fan of Jason and the movies, and I thought it was a really good cause. And I love Tom Savini. Here's a little Tom Savini story. I went to a comic book horror convention back in the 80s. So this probably was 86, 87. And on the website, I'll post a picture. If you head over to the website, 3dprintedprops.com, there'll be a page for this, the live streams. And I freaked out. I saw him. I ran over with my friend, Brando, and I said, can I get a picture with you? Now, this is 86, 87. There was no camera. Nobody had their cell phones and whatnot. I saw a kid. He had a Polaroid camera. I said, will you take our picture? He said, give me $1. I gave him $1. He took our picture. And it's an awesome picture. Then he did a talk where at the end of it, this auditorium of people, he chose 3 people to shoot him with a gun. He had squibs in, and I was chosen for one of those people. And I got to do this, bang. There was a kid videotaping it. It was this huge rig. It went down to the bag with the camera. This was, again, a long time ago. And I gave the kid my information. He never got a hold of me. So I don't have that footage, but I would love to have that footage. So that's my little Tom Savini story. Great. Seemed like a great guy at the time, We'll see. So I've talked about Jason, but my all-time favorite is Halloween. It's Michael Myers. And these new movies that are out, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and then we'll end with Halloween Ends, I have just loved. The writing, the directing, the character, just fantastic stuff. So I decided I'm going to do a Halloween cosplay. And there's a couple reasons behind that. One is, this is one of the first times we as cosplayers, we as creators like this, we can actually get a hold of a really key part of a cosplay like this that is based on the actual mold the mask was on. So that's right. If you pick up a mask at... Okay, sorry about that. The camera overheated and it turned off. So I was talking about the actual mask. So it's right here. And this is from Trick or Treat Studios. And why this is so cool of a cosplay to be able to do is they were able to make this mask directly off the movie used, the movie screen, that mask mold made this. So you're not getting somebody who took a lot of pictures and made a mold and, or did their research and then made a mask from that. This mask from Trick or Treat Studios is the actual, made from the actual mold used in the movie. And I haven't opened this yet, and I'm really super excited to see this. Ooh, that's creepy. Wow. So there it is. That is a mold. This mask is, again, molded off the actual screen-used mold that they used. So it's got that nice hair. It's all matted and just gluey like it was burned. It is a fantastic paint job, but I'm actually going to go in and do some overpainting and tweak it because I want to make the burns look a little bit more real and add some more blood here and there and burn the hair a little bit more. So I'm going to be doing a repaint on this. So that's really cool. Get rid of some of the shine. But that is super crazy, and of course I've got to put it on. Super creepy. So, in addition to us being able to have this amazing replica of the actual movie used mask, the company that made the original overalls in the movies, they have listened to people doing cosplay, and they have decided to go ahead and make the overalls again that are the same ones that they made in the movie. So, John Carpenter just went out and bought, overalls. And the company, the link will be below, they said, all right, we hear you guys. We get a lot of emails from you guys about wanting these things. So they actually went ahead and made overalls to try to match those as much as possible. And those are for sale on their website. So you can, again, get the description below. So here I'm going to have this mask made from the mold. I'm going to have the original replica made by the same company of the jumpsuit. The boots are a common boot. They're a little expensive, so I might not go all the way with it unless I need a new pair of boots. And I got another great knife, a replica knife from Trick or Treat Studios. Again, links will be below. And I don't get anything from Trick or Treat Studios. This is just something I'm really interested in, and I'm looking forward to doing. So these are some really cool things to be able to turn out something that looks like this right here. This was a gift from my son. It's the Halloween Kills action figure from NECA, and it is just super detailed and super cool. So in the end, hopefully, this is what we'll look like when we're doing the final cosplay on that, which, again, I am super excited about. So I'm looking at my list here. We talked about the Jason mask, the cosplay that I'll be doing. Now, the overalls, they take a couple months because they actually sew them by hand, so I had to give my measurements, sent them to them, and I'll have to do some tailoring myself because I'm, for the my chest and my arms, don't match my 5'6" height. So they're going to be a little long, so I'm going to have them. Where I'm getting a lot of this information for Halloween Kills is one of my favorite cosplayers, Cosplay Chris. He is a horror fanatic as well and loves Michael Myers stuff. And I'll be really leaning on his tutorials on how he paints his mask to paint my mask and this and that. And he also had all the links to these other different companies that I was able to use and share with you to make my own cosplay. So really, really excited about that. This is a really quick thing. Again, horror fan. I'm picking up all these different horror related items. I was at a comic shop the other day and I saw this and had to have it. This is a Jason Blum pop. And if you're not familiar with him, what he looks kind of like this. If you've watched any type of horror movie, paranormal activities, just any kind of horror movie, you will have seen that sort of the chair spinning and the girl in the corner, and it says, Blum Productions. That's him. That's Jason Blum. So I saw this cosplay and I had to get it. It's one I'll probably keep in the box because really, unless you know that's who that is, you would never know. And I love this blood splatter that's on here. So this is a really neat figure that will go with the rest of my collection. Now, 3D printing wise, what am I going to be working on in the near future? I'm working on a couple different things downstairs. I'm testing out a few printers. The Ender 3 S1, there will be a review on that coming up. I'm really excited about. Seems like a pretty good printer. I also have the CREALITY Halot 1 that I'm going to be testing with some of their resin, which is pretty cool. And print wise, I'm working on a couple different helmets. One from Phantom of the Paradise, which is a really sort of obscure but fun and awesome horror rock opera. So I'm working on that. I'm working on a couple other helmets, and I might be finishing up a few different prints. I don't want to talk about those right now. We'll see those in the future. But one of the prints I'm going to be starting is another full armor that I'm really, really excited about. So that's about it. It's all I really wanted to talk about. I want these sort of be, I'm going to sit here at my desk. I'm going to turn on my camera and my light. I'm going to figure out this stream a little bit better so we don't have the problems we had. And I'm just going to talk about this kind of stuff. And again, hopefully every Sunday more people will stop by. Then we can talk. And you can ask me questions about 3D printing, about horror. We can talk about that kind of stuff. A few horror movies I might recommend that I've been watching a lot of recently. The Empty Man. I thought that was pretty cool. It does seem like a couple different horror movies smashed into one, but I enjoyed it. And Hell House, LLC. 1, 2, and 3. 3 is probably the weakest. 2 is my favorite, but if you haven't seen the Hell House movies, watch those. They're fantastic. And another one I've been watching on repeat is the original My Bloody Valentine. One of my favorite movies. I'm actually working on a cosplay for that. That one's just a little trickier because getting the vintage respirator and all that kind of stuff is a little bit tricky to find those things. But I'm working on it. Other than that, I want to thank you guys for showing up. I want to thank you for watching. If you're catching this on the recording, again, just go ahead in the links below. Anything I'm talking about was in there. I will be doing this every Sunday morning to afternoon. I'm going to, let's set a time. How about 1 o'clock? 1 o'clock. If it ends up going any earlier, I will tweet and put something on Instagram. And that's it. That's it, guys. I want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I love making these videos. And these are really fun. I like just sitting here and talking and having my coffee on a Sunday and sharing some of the stuff I'm working on. So take care. Have a great rest of the weekend. And I will see you in the next video and in the next live stream. Now I'm going to go over here and try to turn this off, and it'll look silly. And